Take a deep breath before we begin, because this is not just a tarot reading. This is a glimpse into a destiny that has been quietly forming around you. The question, who is your future spouse, isn't something your soul asks unless something is already shifting behind the scenes. There is a person moving toward you right now, guided by timing you cannot rush and a connection you cannot escape. And the energy around this reading feels intense, emotional, and deeply personal, as if the universe itself is leaning in to speak. As you listen, notice what stirs inside you, because your future spouse is not a stranger in the way you might expect. There is a sense of recognition attached to this connection, a feeling that when you meet them, something inside you will say, "There you are." This is not about casual attraction or temporary chemistry. This is about a bond that reshapes your life, your priorities, and the way you understand love. The kind of love that doesn't rush, doesn't play games, and doesn't disappear when things get real. 3 powerful cards come forward for you today. The Lovers, the Knight of Cups, and the Emperor. These energies together reveal a partner who is emotionally open yet grounded, romantic yet stable, passionate yet protective. Someone who knows how to express love with words and actions, but also knows how to stand firm when life demands strength. This person is not afraid of commitment. In fact, they are built for it. Your future spouse carries maturity in their energy, even if they are playful or charming on the surface. They value loyalty, depth, and emotional truth. And when they enter your life, it won't feel chaotic or confusing. It will feel like alignment, like finally being met where you are, without needing to shrink or change who you are. This connection is meant to last, and it's closer than you think. When the Lovers, the Knight of Cups, and the Emperor come together in a reading about who your future spouse is, they don't speak softly. They speak with depth, purpose, and emotional truth. This combination tells a powerful story of love that is not only felt deeply, but chosen consciously and protected fiercely. It reveals a partner who carries heart, soul, and strength in equal measure. This is not a connection built on fantasy alone, nor one rooted only in logic. It is the meeting point where emotion, commitment, and destiny align. The Lovers sets the foundation of this connection. It tells us that your future spouse is someone who matches you on a soul level. This is a bond based on mutual choice, not obligation. When you meet them, there is a feeling of recognition, as if something inside you already knows them. Conversation flows, values align, and there is a natural ease in being together. This person doesn't just love you, they choose you every day with honesty and intention. They see your truth and still step forward willingly. The Knight of Cups then brings movement into this story. This is the energy of romance, emotional expression, and heartfelt pursuit. Your future spouse doesn't hide their feelings. They approach you with sincerity, gentleness, and emotional openness. They know how to speak to your heart, how to make you feel cherished, and how to create intimacy through presence and communication. With them, love feels poetic and meaningful. They remind you that love can be tender without being weak, expressive without being unstable. This emotional depth doesn't exist on its own. The Emperor anchors it. The Emperor is the promise that this love is not fleeting. Your future spouse is not just romantic. They are reliable, not just emotionally open. They are grounded. They bring stability, protection, and long-term vision into the relationship. This person wants to build a life with you, not just share moments. They value commitment, loyalty, and responsibility, and they take their role as a partner seriously. Together, these 3 cards describe a spouse who balances heart and strength beautifully. They are emotionally available but not reckless, romantic but not unrealistic, strong but not controlling. This is someone who understands that love requires both vulnerability and structure. They are willing to open their heart, but they also know how to hold space when things become difficult. When challenges arise, they don't run, they stand. There is also a strong sense of growth in this connection. The Lovers shows mutual evolution. The Knight of Cups shows emotional awakening, and the Emperor shows maturity. Your future spouse comes into your life at a time when you are ready for something real. This relationship challenges you to be authentic, emotionally honest, and grounded in your worth. It is not about losing yourself in love. It is about becoming more of who you truly are. Emotionally, this person understands you on multiple levels. They listen, they feel, and they act. They can hold your emotions with care while offering stability and reassurance. When you are vulnerable, they are gentle. When you are uncertain, they are steady. When you are dreaming, they are supportive. This creates a dynamic where you feel safe to be fully yourself. Spiritually, this combination often points to a destined or divinely guided connection. There is timing involved here. Everything unfolds when you are both ready. Your paths cross not by chance, but by alignment. This is someone whose presence feels grounding and uplifting at the same time, as if they help you feel more connected to yourself and your purpose. In everyday life, love with this person feels balanced. There is romance in small moments, depth in conversation, and consistency in action. They show up, they communicate, they commit. Love doesn't feel confusing or unstable. It feels intentional and secure. Ultimately, the combined message of the Lovers, the Knight of Cups, and the Emperor is clear. Your future spouse is someone who loves you deeply, chooses you consciously, and stands by you firmly. This is a love that touches your heart, steadies your soul, and builds a future. It is not just a partner you fall for. It is a partner you grow with, protect, and build a life beside. When the Emperor appears in a reading about who your future spouse is, the energy immediately becomes grounded, steady, and powerful. This card represents someone who embodies stability and strength, not in a loud or dominating way, but in a way that makes you feel safe. Your future spouse carries a natural authority. They know who they are, they know what they want, and they are not afraid to take responsibility for the life they are building. With them, love feels secure rather than uncertain. The Emperor speaks of a partner who values structure and long-term commitment. This is not someone who drifts through relationships or avoids responsibility. Your future spouse approaches love with seriousness and intention. They think about the future, about foundations, about what it takes to create something that lasts. Marriage, loyalty, and shared goals matter deeply to them. When they choose you, it's because they see you as part of their life plan, not a temporary chapter. Emotionally, the Emperor may not be overly expressive at first, but their love is shown through actions rather than words. Your future spouse protects, provides, and supports in very real ways. They show up when you need them. They handle challenges calmly and offer solutions instead of chaos. This creates a sense of emotional safety. You know where you stand with them, and you don't have to question their intentions. This card also suggests maturity. Your future spouse may be older than you, or at least emotionally and mentally mature. They have learned through experience and understand the value of consistency. They are disciplined, reliable, and steady, especially during difficult times. When life becomes overwhelming, they become your anchor. Their presence brings order where there was confusion and calm where there was uncertainty. The Emperor also reveals a deep sense of loyalty. Once committed, this person is all in. They take their role as a partner seriously and see it as their duty to protect the bond you share. They respect boundaries, both yours and their own, and they expect mutual respect in return. This relationship is built on trust, mutual effort, and shared responsibility rather than emotional instability. Spiritually, the Emperor suggests a karmic connection rooted in lessons of balance and strength. Your future spouse enters your life to help you feel empowered rather than dependent. They encourage you to stand in your own power while offering support beside you. This is not a controlling dynamic, but a partnership where both people grow stronger together. In everyday life, this person brings consistency. They value routine, reliability, and showing up even when things aren't exciting. Love with them is steady rather than dramatic. There may not always be grand emotional displays, but there is depth, protection, and unwavering presence. They prove their love through commitment, patience, and action. The Emperor also highlights leadership. Your future spouse naturally takes charge when needed, especially in moments of crisis. This doesn't mean they overpower you. It means they are capable of guiding, planning, and holding space for both of you. They want to build something solid with you, whether that's a home, a family, or a shared purpose. Ultimately, the Emperor tells you that your future spouse is someone who offers stability, loyalty, and long-term security. They love with intention, protect what they value, and stand firmly by your side. This is the kind of love that doesn't waver with moods or moments. It is strong, grounded, and built to last. When the Knight of Cups appears in a reading about who your future spouse is, the energy immediately turns romantic, emotional, and deeply expressive. This card carries the vibration of someone who leads with their heart. Your future spouse is not afraid of feelings. In fact, they are guided by them. They are the type of person who believes in love as an experience, not just a label. Love, to them, is something to be felt, written, spoken, and shown through meaningful actions. The Knight of Cups suggests that your future spouse is someone who approaches you with intention and emotional sincerity. They won't come into your life casually or without purpose. There is a gentle pursuit here, not aggressive, not rushed, but steady and heartfelt. This person wants to know you on a deeper level. They are curious about your thoughts, your dreams, and the stories that shaped you. Conversations with them feel emotionally rich, and there's a sense that they truly see you. Emotionally, this card shows a partner who is sensitive and intuitive. Your future spouse picks up on your moods, even when you don't say anything. They notice the small shifts in your energy, the things you try to hide, and the moments when you need reassurance. This makes them incredibly attentive in a relationship. With them, love feels nurturing and emotionally safe. You are encouraged to soften, to open your heart, and to trust that your emotions will be honored rather than dismissed. The Knight of Cups also speaks of creativity and charm. Your future spouse may have an artistic side or a poetic way of expressing themselves. They could be someone who writes, creates, or simply communicates with emotion and imagination. They know how to make you feel special, not through grand promises, but through thoughtful gestures and words that linger in your heart. Their love language is emotional presence, being fully there with you, mind and soul. At the same time, this card reveals depth beneath the romance. Your future spouse has likely been through emotional experiences that taught them the value of vulnerability. They understand heartbreak, disappointment, or longing, and because of this, they don't take love lightly. When they offer their heart, it's sincere. They want something meaningful, something that feels real, not surface-level attraction. Spiritually, the Knight of Cups often arrives when a divine connection is forming. This suggests that your future spouse is guided by intuition and inner knowing. They may appear in your life in a way that feels almost magical or unexpected, as if guided by fate. There is a sense that this person follows their heart, and their heart leads them to you. This card also encourages emotional honesty in your future relationship. Your spouse will value open communication and emotional transparency. They will want to talk through feelings rather than suppress them. This creates a bond where misunderstandings are resolved through compassion, not conflict. Love flows more easily when both people feel heard, and the Knight of Cups promises that kind of emotional exchange. In daily life, your future spouse brings romance into ordinary moments. They know how to turn simple time together into something meaningful. Whether it's a quiet walk, a shared meal, or a deep conversation late at night, they create emotional intimacy effortlessly. Being with them feels like being wrapped in warmth and understanding. Ultimately, the Knight of Cups tells you that your future spouse is a romantic soul who loves deeply, expresses openly, and approaches love with sincerity and emotional courage. They come into your life not to play games, but to offer their heart, fully, gently, and with genuine devotion. This is a love that makes you feel cherished, understood, and emotionally fulfilled. When the lovers appears around the question, "Who is your future spouse?" the energy immediately softens yet deepens at the same time. This card doesn't rush in with drama, it arrives with truth. The Lovers is not just about romance or attraction. It is about alignment on a soul level. It tells us that your future spouse is someone who mirrors you in ways that feel both comforting and awakening. This is the kind of connection where conversation flows effortlessly, silence feels safe, and being together feels natural rather than forced. The Lovers speaks of a relationship built on choice. This is important. Your future spouse doesn't love you by accident or convenience. They choose you consciously, repeatedly, and with intention. There is a strong sense of mutual respect here. They see you clearly, not through fantasy or illusion, but through understanding. They know your flaws, your past, your emotional layers, and instead of turning away, they lean closer. This card suggests that honesty will be the foundation of your bond. You won't have to pretend, perform, or hide parts of yourself to be loved by them. Emotionally, the Lovers shows that your future spouse is deeply attuned to your feelings. They are someone who values emotional connection just as much as physical attraction. They listen, truly listen, and they want to understand how you think, what you fear, and what makes you feel safe. There is a sense of emotional maturity here, even if they carry a youthful or playful side. With them, love feels like partnership rather than power struggle. Spiritually, this card often points to a soulmate or divine counterpart. This doesn't mean perfection, but it does mean purpose. You and this person are meant to grow together. The Lovers suggests that your relationship will challenge you to step into your authentic self. This person may arrive during a time when you are faced with an important life decision, because they themselves represent a choice to love deeply, to commit fully, and to align with what truly matters to you. The Lovers also speaks of balance. Your future spouse respects equality. They don't seek to dominate or control you, nor do they expect you to shrink to fit into their life. Instead, they want to build something together, side by side. There is a strong theme of shared values here, similar beliefs about love, loyalty, and what a meaningful life looks like. Even if your backgrounds are different, your inner compass points in the same direction. There is also an element of vulnerability with this card. Your future spouse is not afraid to open their heart. Even if they've been hurt before, they believe in love again, and they believe in you. This connection may feel intense at first because it awakens emotions you've kept guarded, but that intensity isn't unstable, it's honest. The Lovers shows a love that asks you to be real, not perfect. In everyday life, this card suggests that your future spouse will be someone you enjoy doing ordinary things with. Love won't only exist in grand moments. It will live in small gestures, shared laughter, late-night conversations, and mutual support. This is someone who becomes your best friend as much as your partner. Someone who makes life feel lighter simply by being present. Ultimately, the Lovers answers the question of your future spouse by saying this. They are someone who chooses you with their whole heart, who meets you at eye level, and who loves you in a way that feels aligned, intentional, and true. This card promises a relationship rooted in mutual love, emotional honesty, and a deep soul connection. The kind of love that doesn't just change your relationship status, but transforms your life.